Thank you very much. So I'm Hannah, and I've been working with the Peterborough Group now for a good 4 to 5 years, I think. So I started with them doing a dance and movement class, and we started mainly doing ballet techniques. Because ballet has been proven to increase coordination, stability, core strength, and balance with those with Parkinson. So we started with that, really, really popular. And then we moved and did another class, which is an exercise class, which is, I suppose, your more typical sort of circuit style exercise and more of aerobic style. So originally it was sort of put to those that maybe were newly diagnosed or symptoms were able for them to do a bit more of a fast moving pace, and they could do more of the strength exercises. Obviously, we've been hit by this COVID-19, so we've now moved all the classes onto Zoom. Which was obviously a first for me as an instructor, so it's been very strange to get used to everyone on Zoom, but it's great because I can mute everybody. So in a class I can't mute you all, but now I can just click and mute and everyone can start talking. So that's been useful. But so what we do now is on a Monday afternoon we still do a dance and movement class, so it's now called Dance and Movement. We always start with a warm-up, and I always then do 2 of a ballet style technique sequences. Really easy, but they're really focused on the balance, the coordination, stability, all of that kind of smaller movements to help with that. The second half of the class is then depending on what week it is. So they have tested me this year. We now do chair Zumba. We now do chair yoga. They now do Pilates, and we then do an extended version of the ballet. So it's called a bar technique, which is where you have to do the sequences holding onto a chair, but they're focused on the feet, the ankles, the toes, the knees and the hips. So really working on the muscle strength in the lower bit of the body and bringing in some arms. So depending on the week, depends what we're doing. So that's on like a rotation basis. And then we do another class on the Thursday afternoon, and that's our exercise class, which again is slightly different. So we do a warm-up as normal. We then do 7 main exercises. So they could be squats, they could be a floor exercise, arms, lunges, you name it. We then have a little break, and then we do it again, but I make it harder, basically. So I put a hold at the end of each sequence. So if we were doing a squat sequence, you then have to hold a squat for 10 seconds, and then we finish with a cool down. Now, it sounds scary for some if you're not used to sort of exercising or this type of style, but it's not. Everything can be done on a chair, all right? So I really make sure it's inclusive for everybody, all right? So wherever you are in your journey with Parkinson's, you can access these classes, all right? And I really, really am quite strongly about this at the minute, because I know we're all at home. It's hard now to get out, and that motivation is gone. I know it's gone with me, and it's hard. So even if you come to the class and you just want to do the warm up and cool down and sit and watch the middle bit, that's up to you. It's your session, it's your workout, not mine. I'm just there to give you some help and some options. So you can do it on a chair, you can do it standing. I make it easy, I make it hard. I give you lots of options all the way throughout. And most importantly, we do have a giggle. I've closed the door today because the dog's not had a walk, so he's a bit bouncy. The dog normally comes in. If I'm on the floor, he normally just comes and sits on me, or he licks me. The husband sometimes just wanders on in, and I'm trying to do the squats. So we do have, it is a giggle. It's nothing serious. And if you don't want to do an exercise, you can just sit down, watch us do it, and then join back in when you're ready. So I'm not a strict teacher. I'm not going to exit you off the call because you're not doing it. So what we'll do is I'll just do it at the warm-up that we do, so it's nice and easy. I can stay on the chair if you're happy on the chair. If you want to stand, we can stand, but we'll just do a simple warm-up. So you get the gist of maybe what it's going to be about. If you're interested, what I would always say to people is just come along, join the class, and just watch and just see what it's all about, and then you've got an idea what the classes entail. Because I know it's scary to sort of join something that's a little bit new. You probably don't know anybody on the call, but we are a really friendly bunch. I'm not sure how many of you have met the Peterborough guys, but they're really friendly. We're just a big family, which I'm sure all of you guys are at Cambridge, you know, just a big extended family. I always laugh and say that we're like my nan and granddad's. I've just got loads. It's just really nice. I am also, so you're joining at a good time, I am also 17 weeks pregnant. So the classes are quite easy now because I can't keep up with myself. So they're all loving it at the minute because normally I make them do star jumps and all this sort of stuff, but I now can't do that. So I've taken it out to do an easy option. So if you're worried about it being too hard, it's not, because I can't do it at the minute because I'm growing a baby. So I think it's a good excuse. I can tone it down. So are there any quick questions now burning questions that you want to ask? Or should we just go and do a little bit of a warm up just to get moving? Anyone got any burning questions?
Simple question. Can you hear me?
Go on. I hope it's simple.
How do you join the meetings?
So they're all on Zoom. So what we'll do is, I believe, so our chair, Ruth, will give those invitations, I think, either to Mike or Keith, and then they can then pass them along. So they'll have the Zoom invites. The Mondays and Thursdays should be the same invite because I just extend them because it's the same day and same time. So those links should be the same. But what we'll do is Ruth will pass those along and then you can join through Zoom just like you would today, join in today. All I do ask on a Zoom call is that you do have your camera on just so I can keep an eye on you, that your technique's right. I don't want to cause, I don't want you to have any injuries if you're going to do a technique wrong. So it's just so I can keep an eye on you. And also, if you keel over, I know you're not good, so I can try and call somebody. And in regards to that, if you've got a carer that comes in, or you're living, with your partner, husband, wife, by all means they can also join in. So you can make it a big family affair. So it is for everybody. So your partners can't get away with sitting on the sofa having a cup of tea and biscuit while you're exercising. Or anything else I can answer quick? All happy? Okay, all good. Right, so what we'll do is, like I said, we'll just do a simple warm-up, nothing too strenuous. I'm just going to move my chair back. Well, it's not really a chair, it's a ladder. So I'm just going to move that back. And I'm just going to talk you through it, all right? So it's like I said, nothing too scary. Right, you can see me. So what I'd like you to do for now, hands down the side of the chair for me. I want you to bring both arms up, so they're going to reach up above your head, and then you're slowly going to roll all the way down the spine, and your hands are going to try and touch the toes if you can. So nice and relaxed. Relax the neck. Really important to relax the neck. And you're slowly going to come up through the spine. So you're stacking your vertebrae on top of each other. Head's the last thing to come up. And we repeat. Arms up to the ceiling. And you drop it down all the way. Nice and slow. Really stretching out that back. Relax those shoulders. And slowly come up through the spine. Head's the last thing. No head rushes. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders back. So nice big rolls for me this morning. So if you struggle to roll your shoulders, shrug them up and down. Okay, it's the same movement. So you can roll them back or you can have a bit of a shrug. All right, so whichever is more comfortable for you. Now from here, the same movement, but this time hands onto the shoulders for me. Now to make it harder, your elbows need to stay shoulder height. To make it easier, just drop them. And all you're going to do is roll those elbows back. So the same thing as what we were doing with the shoulders, but this time the elbows. So we're increasing the range of motion in your shoulders now. All right. And like I said, if it's too hard to keep your shoulders up, drop them and just do small circles sort of lower down. All right. So this is your hard option. This is your easy option. And then from here, we're going to take the arms back. So nice big circles for me. Reach them back. Now allow the torso to twist. Okay, so the torso is involved. And again, this will increase the motion that you can get in those arms and in those shoulders. So it's a nice big workout for the shoulders and the torso. And then last one for me. Bring the arms down. Now, all of that again, but shoulders forwards this time. So nice big shoulder rolls forwards for me. Again, if this is a struggle, shrug them. All right, up and down. The same thing. It's really good for these shoulders. Warming them up. And again, last one. Hands up again onto the shoulders. So remember, keep them high for easy, for hard. Drop them for the easy. And let's roll them forwards for this time. So nice big circles with those elbows, rolling them forwards. Lovely. And last one, let's take those arms forward. So just as we did before, bring them forward. So this one, really try and reach your screen, right? Don't knock it over, but just reach for it. I've not had anyone drop me yet, but you're first for everything. Perfect, lovely. Nice big arms. And then let's drop those arms. We're going to go down to the legs. So I just want you to march on the spot for me. So the higher the knee, the harder it's going to be for your workout in the legs. All right, so you're just marching the feet up and down. But the higher you can get those knees up, the harder it's going to be. To make it easy, drop the height of the knees, drop the intensity, and that'll make it easier. Now, so if you're standing, you would literally just be marching on the spot, using those arms. So that's your standing version if you want to stand. And then from here, what I want you to do is the feet, the toes stay still, but the heels bounce up and down. So I'm just going to bend my screen a little bit more so you can see my lovely feet. So the heels are just bouncing, okay? So my toes are on the floor, my heels are moving up and down. And what we're doing here is we're encouraging the blood to come up from the legs and start to move around the body a little bit quicker. So if you ever find that when you stand up too quickly and the blood goes from your head and you feel a little bit dizzy, what you're meant to do is you then bounce on your heels like this, and it encourages the blood to come up. So top tip this morning, if you ever feel a little bit dizzy. And what I would like you to do from here, both hands interlock for me, pop them over the knee, and what you're going to do is you're going to lift the knee up. Okay, so you've got a nice stretch in the hip here. To warm up the ankles, I want you to roll that ankle round. Now, if this is too hard, you can keep the knee down and just keep the foot on the floor and just roll the ankle, okay? Again, if the ankle is a bit stiff and the rolling is a struggle, you point and flex the foot. Like so, all right? So that will ease any tension in the ankle. Just change direction for me to go this way. So we always have to work in opposites. Perfect. Pop the foot down. Pick up that other knee if you can. Again, we've got to stretch in that thigh and then rotate that ankle round. Lovely. And then go the other way for me. Remember, if this is too hard, point and flex that ankle. All right, so that's your other option there. And then pop that foot down. We're just going to finish. See, I told you it was nice and easy. We're just going to finish with our head. So from what I would like to do, doesn't matter what side you start with because we're going to do both. I want you to look one side for me. You're going to bring that head to centre and then you're going to look the other way. All right? So bring the head to centre first, then go the other side. Now this time, bring the head to centre and drop the chin down to the chest. And then back to centre and you're going to look up to the ceiling for me. So you're really stretching out that neck this morning. And again, come down to centre, drop that chin. And last one to centre, bring that head up to the ceiling, stretch out that neck and centre. Finally, the last thing, you're just going to stretch out and warm. Both hands for me. one hand, I'm going to do it to the side so you can see. One hand needs to be nice and flat. The other hand you put on your fingers, okay? So not on the palm, you put it on your fingers, and you're going to slowly push down, and you should feel a nice stretch in the wrist and in the finger. So this is a really good one to do when you're watching TV. We always forget about the wrist and the fingers, but yet they're the first thing that seizes, and the first thing that really is, you know, you can't do anything if your fingers are all seized. And again, change hands. So the same thing, nice and flat. Pop the hand onto the fingers and push. So again, depends on your flexibility, depends how much stretch you're going to get here. But the more you do it, the more you'll increase that. Last time on each hand for me. So nice and flat again. Onto the fingers and push. Lovely. And then let's change. Last time. Hand nice and flat. Onto the fingers and push. So if you're going to do this and you want to make it harder at home, what I would do is you can do one finger at a time, and that will then just increase the stretch individually rather than stretching out the whole. But it's a really good one to keep these fingers moving. So that's it. Nice, easy warm up, nothing too hard, nothing too strenuous. No one's keeled over, we're all fine.
That's amazing, Hannah.
Thank you very much. If anyone has any questions, just pop them to either Keith or to Michael, and then they can email me, and I'm happy to answer.
That's really good. I think it was great to see so many people joining in, which was remarkable. So I think we'll liaise with you and Ruth, and I'll get the link out to everybody. And maybe we'll get some of us joining in with your session.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd love to see you all. So thank you very much for this morning. Yeah, you've been lovely. So thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm very grateful.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Got a question. Got a question.
Bye.
Oh, who's got a question?
Do you record your sessions?
So the Mondays we don't, because I use music. And you just need a license for that, and it's too much legal stuff for me to worry about. The exercise classes, I do record them. So what I will do, if you would like, I can email a link to one of those recordings to Mike and Keith, and they can always share it with you, so you kind of get an idea of what we do. That would help anyone sort of feel a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, I do record those, and then Ruth just puts them out onto our Peterborough Facebook page for those that can't make the Thursday sessions. They can then do in their own time.
Oh, thank you. Great.
No problem.
That's brilliant. Again, many thanks, Hannah, and I hope we'll see you in the near future.
Definitely.
In our leotards.
Yeah, and tights. Don't forget your tights.
Thanks a lot.
Lovely. Thanks very much.
Grateful.